or can someone just give me a little nod or a chat or a, can you see me? Can you hear me? Are we going okay? Is everything okay? Let me know in the chat if I'm broadcasting or talking to myself. Yeah, yes, hooray! Okay, so we have two systems inside the convention booth. Thank you, Felicia, and thank you, Joanna Marie. We have two systems inside the convention booth. The first system is Podia, and the second system is Gold Brunch. Now, I work very closely with Podia. They're an incredible company, really. I'm so impressed with them. I mean, I'll give you a bit of background story about my situation. So I provide generalist virtual assistant services for online business operations, basically. So we cover a lot of things inside the service. And one of the things I started many, many years ago was working with a system called Business Catalyst. And when I say many years ago, we're talking like 2008, something like that. It was really, really a long time ago. And when I started working with Business Catalyst, I was so excited by the fact that it was built for online businesses and not just to build websites. And I stayed in that system for many, many years until Business Catalyst, who were an Australian company, a small startup company that grew, and I kind of grew with them, they did sell out. And Adobe, the big, digital creative tycoon, decided to buy Business Catalyst, and Business Catalyst was sold to Adobe, and it became Adobe Business Catalyst. And I was already a partner with Business Catalyst when it was sold, and they were promising us a lot of things when they were promising us a lot of things when it came to the system and how it was going to develop and how it was going to have all these different features and stuff like that. And I got quite excited about that prospect. And for a time, it did sort of look quite promising. And it was just basically, you can build your online products, you could put your website in there. And I used it to the max. And I built my whole entire business around this system, and all my training and all my courses and all my client systems. And then when one day they announced that they were closing, I was absolutely devastated. Not just because it's not just my website that I have to find a new home for. I have to literally repurpose every single one of my clients, rework all of my training, which was all based around Adobe Business Catalyst. And it was a really tough time. It was tough news and tough thing to swallow. So I wanted, obviously, to find another system that was going to fulfill the needs of my virtual assistant business as digital operations. And I tried so many systems. It was unbelievable. I tried system after system to try and find something that was even remotely close to the features and the functionality I was able to get into Adobe Business Catalyst. I also was very familiar with WordPress. We built WordPress sites to death. I had WordPress developers working with me, and I didn't like WordPress. I never had. Dabbled a bit in Squarespace, Wix, all of these systems, been there and done it and bought the t-shirt. And I was really quite disappointed, and I did decide one day to just give up WordPress entirely and not do it anymore. And and it was just like what do I do at this point? So I then, through lots of searching, was able to find this company called Podia, and it was a few years ago now. And when I found them, I was like, I think this is it. And I got so excited, and I was a bit skeptical because, tried systems before, and I got excited and got disappointed. And in this one, it really did make me think I've got something that I can work with. And it wasn't as nowhere near as developed back then as it was now, but I was thinking I can rig this, I can make this work, and I did. And then I eventually built all of my own online business in that. And obviously you signed up into this festival via Podia. That's where my website is. So I built all my online business in that. And then I started to give clients an offer that I would either migrate them into Podia, or they can go and find someone else. And and some clients stayed with me and they stayed on board with me in Podia, and some clients didn't. But I will say, and I genuinely mean this, from a standpoint of people who say, oh, we need to do WordPress stuff and we need to go in systems and Squarespace, I have had a much better quality of client offering services in Podia than I ever did in any other system, whether that be Business Catalyst or WordPress. I don't know what it is, and I wanted to share this with you because it's kind of like an unusual thing, but I've had really good clients come out of Podia from purely because they wanted to use Podia, they wanted their website in Podia. I became a Podia pro because I just became obsessed with Podia. And now I have all my website in it. I build all my products in it. I work exclusively in Podia, by the way, as well. I don't build in any other system for clients. And I'm not here like as an affiliate or as a, someone to say, oh, just use this system. I'm here because I genuinely want the world to know about Podia because it's genuinely phenomenal. It's fantastic. And for sure, if people sign up, through my link and, like they decide to pay for an upgrade and things, I'm going to be like totally transparent. If it's through my link, there is an affiliate commission, but I'm not telling you for it because that reason. I'm telling you because I believe that Podia is the best system for virtual assistants because it's so user-friendly, it does everything, it's easy to use, you can really build great-looking websites with a very small learning curve, and clients really love it. I've really not had any complaints, and I've got clients in there who work for the BBC. I've got clients in there who are massive influencers. We're talking clients who have hundreds of thousands of YouTube followers and are like serious influencers who get paid by Gucci and God knows what else. And they're very young girls actually, but they actually get paid to wear designer clothes and to go on YouTube. So when I started working in this system and all these clients were coming to me to say, do you work in Podia? I was just like, wow, this is the jackpot. Like, this is really the jackpot. So I've had some phenomenal clients who I work with still, because of this system. And I don't know whether it's because I love it so much or whether it's just because the system that's on quality clients' radars. And I believe that quality clients follow other quality clients. There is a pattern and a method to that. So I'm going to play for you a video right now. I'm going to play the Podia video for you right now. And then basically I want to open up the floor so you guys can ask me any questions that you want to know about Podia. I'm a Podia pro, so I work directly with Podia. I help and support them through their system, give them lots of feedback, tell them the things I want, tell them about the problems I found, because obviously nothing's perfect. But I love working with them directly. I love their system. I promote their system so much just because I personally love it. And I think it's the best system for a virtual assistant to build their business in if they want simple, functional, smart, easy to use, well designed, looks beautiful, it's got everything, and it's at a really, really reasonable price, and you don't have to piece together systems, a product system, you don't have to piece together a website, you don't have to piece together email marketing. It's such a nightmare when you've got, Kajabi and WordPress and something else, and Aweber. It's just like, ugh, like for me, it's like I want simple and functional and just beautiful, and it works. And Podia does that. So I'm going to play the Podia video for you now. And again, if you watch this and you've got any questions about Podia, I'm really here and I'm happy to answer them for you. So I'm going to turn off my camera and then we're going to go and play the video. Hello and welcome to the Virtual Assistant Festival. My name is Michelle Dale. I'm the founder of Virtual Miss Friday, the host of this incredible festival, and we are doing this to launch our brand new virtual co-working space, which we're super excited about, which is for virtual assistants all over the globe. Now, one of the key factors in being able to run the virtual co-working space is Podia. I am a Podia Pro and I work directly and very closely with Podia because I absolutely love and adore this system. So in this presentation, I want to share with you how Podia can be used for virtual assistants. So if you didn't know, I'm Michelle and welcome to the Virtual Assistant Festival. Now it's hosted by Virtual Co-working Space in association with Podia and Go Brunch, the two tech companies that drive our virtual co-working space and are featured inside this festival. Now, I've been a generalist virtual assistant since 2005, and I'm a big believer in multifunctional yet easy to use tech solutions. And when I married Podia with Go Brunch to create incredible online experiences, I knew they were a great power couple. So in this video, we're focusing on Podia and how this system can be used by virtual assistants. Podia has a free version, you can go and check that out too. So let's dive into Podia. Now, first of all, what is Podia? Well, it's a system that allows you to have your website, email marketing, and products all under one roof. Podia can be used to bring your entire business into a single platform. Podia has a free version, and as you grow, it has all the tools you need to keep growing. Now, I've personally been using Podia for several years. I transitioned into it when my previous all-in-one business system decided to shut down, and that was with Adobe, and I came into Podia after testing dozens of other systems, and I absolutely never looked back. So this is Podia for virtual assistants, and in this presentation I really want to go through how Podia can support you in your virtual assistant business. Now, the very first thing, of course, is a website. So a website is a platform for creating an all-in-one website experience for your virtual business. And if you hadn't already known or didn't already know, my website is built entirely in Podia. It's also brilliant for lead magnets. You can build a landing page to capture leads from potential clients. It's also brilliant for your newsletter, so you can keep clients and potential clients informed through sending emails and sending information out regularly. It's also brilliant for email marketing, which is kind of a follow-on from newsletters, but you can do subscriber campaigns, you could do one-off broadcasts, and basically you can keep in touch with subscribers with clean, professional, and highly functional emails. It also has recently launched a blog feature, and you can make sure you keep your content that you create on your platform to draw traffic back to your website. And one of the things that I definitely recommend is that you do use other platforms like social media, Facebook, Instagram, all of that good stuff, but definitely always direct people back from all the social media platforms to the content which is housed on your blog. Then you can set up portfolios, so you can showcase examples of your work or projects in a portfolio page in Podia. You can also showcase services, share information about your dedicated services and packages in a clear and organized format. Then there's brochures. You can embed digital brochures to share information in new ways. My go-to system for creating the brochures is always Canva to create a PDF. I then export the PDF and I upload it into a system called Issue that creates a really cool digital flipbooks. Then you can also use it for showcasing. So add videos and other multimedia informational content to your website, and you can showcase things such as testimonials and other information like where you've been featured in the media or interviews. It's just really good for everything. And the thing I really love about Podia is that when you add videos, they're hosted inside Podia too. So you don't need to have a separate showcasing video space that you have to pay for, because Podia will host it. You can also set up a client area, so you can create a product as a client area, which is free, obviously, for sharing onboarding resources, links, information, and more for your clients when you do your onboarding process. So I have one set up in my area which teaches the client how we work together, who their team is, what systems we use for project management, how to book an appointment with me, how to connect with me on WhatsApp, on my business account, how to access our support desk. I also put in there things like our working hours, our support agreements, and things like our one sourcing pledge too. You can also add FAQs and instructional information like how they can join Zoom calls or how you prefer them to share files. So it's a really valuable space for your clients. Then, of course, there's products. You can create another income stream with paid products such as training and coaching or consulting. And Podia links in with some key systems like Calendly for bookings, so you can embed them into pages and have them in the back end as well. You can also create cool bio pages. So things like, you would normally go to places like Linktree for, you can actually create one directly on your site. And I use a bio page as well. So create bio pages for links and social media profiles and kind of showcasing all that really important stuff that you want people to see if they click on a link in your bio on social media. Then we have affiliates. Use the affiliates feature for providing referral opportunities for your clients and customers. So if you want to set up a referral program and you have packages set up inside Podia, so for example, when I create like a service and that service is relating to steps for the client or information for the client, I actually create it as a product inside Podia, and then I set a price for that product, and then I'm able to sell it through directly in the Podia system, which links to Stripe or PayPal. Now, when you do that, you can then also have an affiliate program that links back to that. So if somebody refers you and they purchase one of those packages, you can allocate an affiliate commission. So that is the basics of what Podia does for virtual assistants, but I'm always happy to answer questions and you can post those in the chat box. And to create a free Podia account, you can go to go.virtualcoworkingspace.com/Podia. Hello, welcome to everybody who joined us during that call, during that video even. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope that was really helpful and gave you some insights into some of the ways that I use Podia for my virtual assistant business, and also how I talk about this all the time. I got Megan into Podia, she's just arrived. Martha, you'll find, also is in Podia. So, it's kind of, I feel like we're a little bit of a Podia club. I think Hannah's got in Podia, Anna's in Podia. We just love Podia, and that's because I love it, and I've just been telling everyone about it, and I think it's wonderful. So if you have any questions about Podia, we've got a couple of minutes left inside this session, inside this room, and I really wanted to open up the floor and give you the opportunity to put your mic on, your camera on, or leave a message inside the chat, whichever you feel more comfortable with, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about Podia. Megan says yes. Yes. Megan has been in Podia for, I think, pretty much as long as I have. I remember telling her about Podia, saying, "Oh, I've got this system," because she was also in Business Catalyst, and we were wondering what to do, and I came up with Podia, and I was just so delighted with it. I was like, "Oh, I found it! Eureka!" It was really like that. Okay, so I'm also just putting the link in if you want to get the free Podia account. virtualcoworkingspace.com/Podia. Yeah, I know. I absolutely love it. Like, and Megan, I'm not here to convince you, just other people will tell you. Anna said, would you please clarify the product and service launch? Okay, so a service is something that you physically do for somebody. So like if I'm launching a service on my website, I'm going to set up a service page. If you go to my corporate page, let me see if I can bring this up and show you. The corporate page is very much an example of how I would launch a service and use Podia for that service. So right now, if we go to virtualmissfriday.com /corporate, then that will bring up the corporate page, and that will basically show you what we do for our services. Okay, so if I'm going to do a service launch, I set up a dedicated page like this corporate page, and I basically put my service out there. I've used this in conjunction with something called the dossier, which is a service I offer to virtual assistants to attract high-end clients. And then basically I put a calendar on there if people want to contact me, my WhatsApp QR code. I explain all about the service in there, about how it works, how to exit the corporate life. I provide resources and training and things on the page, download an infographic. So it's not just like saying, oh, I've got this service and this is how much it costs. I mean, I go full on providing a full on page that explains the service, explains the benefits of the service, why you would use the service, that I can then send to people, and obviously I create that page in Podia. Now, if I'm doing a product, I do a similar thing, but obviously the product is linked to the back end of the members area, so that basically people still become a member if they join the consultant, because I then provide information of how I'm going to work with them in the back end of Podia. So they join, they get the package, and then they go in the back end of Podia, and then I'm going to have things in there about how I provide the consulting package, how to work with me, how things pull together. But then a product is more about training resources or learning or anything like that. And when you provide something like that, it will look a little bit different. So for me, to provide you with another example, if we go with the freelancer, which is in the swag bag, for half price, if anybody wants it, you'll see that when you look at the freelancer, it's a very different kind of thing. It just kind of looks like a program or a product page with a video at the top explaining what people get, and then there's the modules inside and everything. So obviously, depending on what you're doing, you're going to want to set up the delivery in a different way. So the delivery of a service is different to the delivery of a product. How I set up anyway, everyone does things differently. So I hope that helps clarify that. And obviously the higher end of the service, you know, if you're charging like a certain, you know, premium price for a service, you want to really go all in on the page and how it's displayed and, you know, how you put it together, really. Okay, cool. Does anybody have any questions, anything they want to talk about? I'm happy to answer it. No? Okay, so we are coming up now to the final session, which is in half an hour, and that final session is going to be in our stage. I'm pretty confident it's in our stage. So again, it's just a case of going down to all rooms and then clicking on the festival main stage, and I'll see you there in about half an hour, where I'm going to be with my colleague Heather, and she's going to talk us through about wellness for virtual assistants. We did talk about this a little bit yesterday in the virtual co-working space talk, and we introduced my signature book, which is free in the swag bag, but now she's going to talk really more about the benefits of the oils and what they can do and how they can help you. And for me, they've been really instrumental in my wellness and the things I do as a virtual assistant. So I think you'll find that talk quite interesting, because she's going to tie it all back to working online, working remotely, and working from home, which, you know, generally tends to be what a lot of us are doing. So I hope you enjoyed this session. It was really great to have you here. If you have any questions about Podia, all I can say is leave them in the chat, you know, and as we come back to this room and back in here tomorrow, I'll be able to answer them, or reach out to me directly. I'm more than happy to help you at support@virtualmissfriday.com. And there's a little video in the middle here. If you want to rewatch that video, you'll see it on the top left. And there's also a little video in the middle that kind of talks about the virtual co-working space, which I've built using these two systems. And we've got our Go Brunch talk tomorrow. So I hope this helps, and I shall see you in a bit. Take care. Thank you so much.